Hello, good afternoon. I can't say good morning today because it's way past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got up really early this morning because I knew that I was going to have a pretty full inbox, but when I actually looked at my inbox, I couldn't believe it. There was literally hundreds of emails. And this all relates to the Great British Sampler Weekend, which I will speak about in a moment. But there are a few things I want to deal with first. I want to show you my finish. I have finished Waste Not, Want Not, Florence Law, 1899. I'm thrilled to bits with this little sampler. She is such a sweetie pie. I hope to get her to the framers this week and pick a frame, and then I can come home with the right size backing board and get her stretched and laced, and then back to the framers, then to the photographers, then sit down and put her booklet together, get that off to the proofreader, get it to the printers, and hopefully then get it to you so that you can stitch her as well. This is a darling little sampler, and this sampler will always remind me of my visit to the Attic Needleworks for their Bristol weekend, what they're calling Bristol 2, because there's going to be a Bristol 3 session next year as well. Anyway, there's Florence. She is finished. You can't buy her at the moment because she is not, she hasn't been published. I had a few people ask me if they could have access to this chart. I will try and do her as quickly as possible for you. Okay, I chose to show Mary Ann Bourne's today. Mary Ann was the first sampler that Hands Across the Sea Samplers published. And gosh, when we published this, never in a million years did Sandra and I dare to imagine that hats would have grown in the way that it has. And you know what? That is thanks to each and every one of you. So a huge thank you. Mary Ann has never hung in my house, and I can't wait to get her on the wall. Now, Mary Ann is out of her frame because with her frame, she would not fit into my suitcase. I brought several models home. Many of them I had to take out of their frames to get in my suitcase. So my frame is going to be very busy over the next few weeks getting these samplers into frames. You know, when I came back from Nashville, my suitcases didn't arrive with me. Well, I have to put these samplers in my suitcases because you just can't bring things this size onto the plane as hand luggage. And I hate doing it that way, but it's the only way I can get them back. Well, I was really anxious, and with British Airways you can't track your bags in the same way as you can track your bags with American Airlines. You know, you wave goodbye to them and then you just have to wait for them to come out on the luggage carousel. Well, when I got to Terminal 5 in Heathrow, I looked on the board and our flight, the luggage was due to come out on Carousel 3. Now the luggage area at T5 is huge. Carousel 3, for some reason, is the lowest number. There isn't a 1 and a 2, and the highest number is 11. So, you know, we were all waiting around Carousel 3, and a lot of bags did come out with tags for our flight number. But there was a group of us left where our cases just did not appear. I was thinking, you know those little carts they pull out behind these machines with the bags on, that a whole one of those must have gone astray. So in the end, I went down to customer service and queued, and when I got, you know, to be served, they said, oh yes, we don't know why, but some of the luggage for your flight has come out on Carousel 11. So had to go back and tell everybody. Then we all rushed down to Carousel 11, which is right at the opposite end of the luggage hall, and there were our bags on Carousel 11. I was so relieved. Samplers are irreplaceable. Anyway, in the next video, we will have a sampler parade, but there's no time today, unfortunately. In the video today, I was going to answer a lot of questions that I've received over the time I've been away. Lots of people are asking questions about all sorts of things, and the questions, they really are very good ones, and if one person is wondering, others will be as well. So I think they will make a really good topic for one of our Flosstubes. So again, in the weeks ahead, we will have sort of a mammoth answer session to your questions. Before I talk about the retreat, I did want to say that Vera Soir have 3 new colours available in the Soir 103 range. Apparently Access Commodities have had a big shipment from France, and they're really busy spooling all these silks so that they will be available for us. And in Soir 103, the 3 new colours are 054, 171 and 371. Now, I don't even know what colours those are yet, but when I get mine, I'll let you know. I know there's so many of us that collect all the colours that, you know, you will want to add those to your collection. The other small thing that I wanted to mention, when Kohana brought out their spring limited edition colours, there was a pink, a green and a yellow. Well, the yellow really is a beautiful sort of mustard old gold colour. The green is very much sort of like a beautiful eau de Nil, really lovely. And then the pink is quite a deep pink, and that is very much a different shade to the earlier pink that they did. This is so much deeper, and this is much more pinkier. So I am glad that I got both of them. I really do want to collect every shade of these. I love these scissors so much. I really do. A few people asked me, how did I get these scissors through in my hand luggage? Well, in Heathrow in London, there's a big sign up that says that you can carry scissors with blades of up to 6 centimetres, and those do conform. So, you know, I always used to take an inexpensive £5 pair of scissors when I was travelling. But you know what, when I got home from my last trip and I looked at my work and I could see how threads were sitting where I cut them, these get so close to the linen that I thought, no, I've bought these scissors, I'm going to use them and, you know, make sure that I am doing the best possible job that I can with my stitching. So I did travel with my Kohanas as well. Okay, Mary Hillier, thank you to everybody who has ordered a booklet or downloaded the PDF. Mary is a really lovely Bristol sampler. Some beautiful little motifs in the bottom section. I love this cartouche that has VR, Victoria Regina, who was the queen when Mary stitched her sampler. There's some lovely corner motifs, and you know, there's some beautiful border patterns here as well. And then of course you've got this lovely font of alphabets. This is all over 2. There is no 4-sided stitch in this. It is purely cross stitch over 2. I don't think I've actually seen this type of Bristol sampler with cross stitch over 1. I've seen lots with 4-sided stitch included in it as well. So this is a sampler that's very well suited to stitching on Ada if you would like to. Okay, let's talk about the Great British Sampler Weekend, which is taking place at the end of September next year. So it's going to run from Friday the 29th of September to October the 1st. Myself and Michelle and Sue, my friends, we very much wanted to put on an event for people who love reproduction samplers in the UK, and this event is focused solely on reproduction samplers. That is the the thing that sort of the whole weekend is built around. Now, this isn't going to be a massive event, you know, where hundreds of people are going to attend. This is going to be almost like a boutique retreat. We don't want to run into the hundreds and hundreds. None of us have put on an event before, and we want to get it right, and we want it to be manageable. Now, since we announced this, I think it was only yesterday, it's been a blur because we've been so busy. The response to this has just been overwhelming. I'm going to speak to the hotel tomorrow, Monday, when the event coordinator is there, to see if we can extend increase the number of places that are available. We know we have some leeway with the numbers, but we've already exceeded that with applications. What we don't want is for us to be cramped in the room. We want the room to have enough space so that we can all spread out and have plenty of room to stitch and move around and mix. And also, this weekend, your meals are catered for, and we want to make sure that there aren't going to be long queues for people waiting for their food. You know, we want this weekend to be special, and we would prefer to have quality over quantity. But, you know, we will try our best with the event coordinator to find, what the maximum is that we can have where we're still retaining the quality of the weekend. It's going to be very exciting. I think one of the greatest antique shops in the world, and I'm going to say this, in the world, for antique needlework is Whitney Antiques. Whenever I've gone to Whitney Antiques, I've always had the most amazing experience, and I've always seen more samplers in that store than I've seen in any museum. And the quality of the samplers, you know, you are talking the creme de la creme. And Rebecca Scott, who is Whitney Antiques, her knowledge is, well, it is just overwhelming. Her expertise and her generosity in sharing her knowledge. Rebecca has very kindly agreed to put together an exhibition, a private exhibition, for the attendees of the Great British Sampler Weekend, and we will have exclusive access to the store to view this exhibition, and Rebecca will be our host. She will be there, and she will be guiding us around this exhibition and talking to us about the samplers. This is a very special, wonderful opportunity. It really, really is. When you visit Whitney Antiques, you are never put under any pressure to buy a sampler. So don't feel that you're going and you have to buy a sampler. It's never like that. It's more important to Becky that she can increase your knowledge and share her knowledge and talk about samplers than it is to sell you a sampler. Although it wouldn't hurt, if you're interested in a sampler, to save a little bit of money. You will see some wonderful samplers there. Anyway, so we're going to start with a private exhibition at Whitney Antiques. And then the stitching retreat will actually officially open at 5 o'clock on the Friday for registration. We will sit down together for a 3-course hot meal on the Friday evening, and then let me just check, at around about 7 o'clock the stitch room will open, and we will be able to stitch around about 10:30 at night, and we will all be having our goodie bags, and the goodie bags are fabulous. Sue and Michelle and myself, we have had such fun over the last few months putting together the retreat goodie bag. It's all things that we really love, and we can't wait for you to receive your goodie bag on the Friday evening. On the Saturday, the stitch room will open at 9:30, and other than closing the room for us to have lunch and our evening meal, it will be open till 10:30 at night. On the Saturday afternoon, we are so blessed to have a wonderful lecture in the afternoon from a expert. This person is sort of renowned around the world for her knowledge on samplers, and we have her all to ourselves for a lecture followed by a question and answer session. After dinner on the Saturday evening, we have an after dinner speaker, but it's an after dinner speaker with a twist. The subject of the lecture is fascinating, and I think that everybody will enjoy it. This person has recently been on TV, and I just can't believe our luck in securing them as a speaker. And normally an after dinner speaker starts to speak when you're enjoying your coffees and your liqueurs after dinner, but this time the after dinner speaker will be speaking as we stitch in the stitch room on the Saturday evening. Then on the Sunday, we will have access to the stitch room from 9:30 till 5 o'clock in the evening. We will be stopping for lunch, and we are going to have a traditional British Sunday roast dinner. So you're going to be having Yorkshire pudding and English brown gravy, and it will be delicious. I'm just going to go back a minute to the Saturday. We kind of figured that if you were having a cooked breakfast on the Saturday morning, and you were having a big 3-course cooked dinner in the evening, that you may not wish to have a 3-course cooked lunch on the Saturday. So what we're going to do, we're going to have English high tea. We're going to have finger sandwiches, and we're going to have scones and clotted cream and jam. We're going to do afternoon tea for lunch. Now, throughout the weekend, we've got lots of other fun activities planned, and we will be having a class on finishing the retreat project. You'll be shown how we would finish this cross-stitch project into a useful item. That's all we're going to say at the moment. I will be giving a class on stretching and lacing your sampler, because that's something that people are always asking me to do, and it's so much easier to do in person than by video. We're going to be having a talk about how to research the story behind an antique sampler, how to research the young sampler maker, and I will also be doing tips and tricks sessions with each table. If there's anything that you would like me to show you or help you with, I will sit down and do so. We will be having a show and tell, and we will be having a smalls exchange as well for those who wish to participate. We will have some fabulous door prizes. We've really tried to pick a couple that are very, very special. And of course, we're going to have lots of laughs. We're going to be meeting old friends. We're going to be making new friends. A few people have asked about, a little bit nervous about coming to an event by themselves. Well, this is something that we are very conscious about. We want this event to be really inclusive. And one of the questions on the registration form is, are you attending with friends? And if you're not, we do have hostesses that will be meeting and greeting you, and not pairing you up, but introducing you to other attendees who are solo for the event. So please don't be afraid of coming if you're travelling by yourself. I know how daunting it is to walk into a room and you know nobody. But you might not know anybody when you arrive, but you're going to know a lot of people by the time that you leave. We promise you that. Okay, we chose Swindon because it is the hotel is right bang on the motorway. The motorway is like the freeway, the big main road in the UK, and this is on the M4. It's very easy access out of London, and you just literally pull off the intersection or the junction on the motorway and the hotel is right there. And the room they have for stitching in, it's a lovely spacious room. It's nice and light, and there's plenty of parking, the hotel's nice and clean, and the food is decent in the hotel. So this is a really nice spot. But most importantly of all, if you're travelling you're flying in or you're travelling by train, Swindon really does have some fantastic rail links with London. I think it takes between 45 minutes and an hour to get from London to Swindon, and there are 104 trains a day that run between London and Swindon. Now, the other lovely thing about Swindon is that there is so much to do around it. Swindon's sort of in this position in the country where all around there's some really lovely things to do. On the information sheet about the weekend, we list all those places. Highclere Castle, where Downton Abbey is filmed, it's only 32 miles away. Cheltenham, the most glorious Regency town, is 33 miles away. Bristol, where the Muller Museum is 36. Blenheim Palace, which is just a magnificent experience to visit, is 45 miles away. You've got the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, which is 46 miles away. Oxford is just such a fabulous place to visit. You've got Montacute House, where the Goodhart collection is. Bath is 30 miles. If you love shopping, you'll love Bath, and if you love history, you'll love Bath as well. And then you've got Burford. Now, Burford is 25 miles away, and it is the quintessential English market town. It's just so picturesque to look at it, and it's got this lovely high street full of like lovely little boutiques and really interesting stores, and all the little buildings, they're all sort of higgledy-piggledy because it's so old. That's a fabulous place to visit. If your husband is coming with you, there'll be lots of things that they can do whilst you're stitching. And one of the things that Swindon is famous for is the Steam Museum of the Great Western Railway. And if your husbands are train enthusiasts or steam enthusiasts, this is one of the places to go and visit. I'm not sure if it's something that would interest me, but I'm sure there's a lot of men that would enjoy seeing that museum. And the other thing that would interest me, Swindon is the home of Designer Outlet, which is a really popular shopping outlet, like a great big huge shopping mall where designers have their outlet stores. So you can shop some really nice things at reduced prices. So that's it. That's why we chose Swindon. So if you would like to have some information about the Great British Sampler Weekend, if you email the Great British Sampler Weekend at gmail.com. We will send you some more information, but at the moment we are just taking a pause while we check with the hotel that they could accommodate more people to attend this event, where we can still retain the quality over quantity of the weekend. We do think it's going to be great fun. But don't let that stop you inquiring, because any application or any registration form we get in now will be dealt with on a first come, first served basis. Okay, right. I'm going to go back because I know I can see on my phone that more emails have come in as I've been recording this video. I don't know what to say except, needleworkers, you never cease to amaze me. Your enthusiasm for everything that is part of this wonderful world of needlework for us. Okay, until next time, stay safe, put my teeth in, stay safe, stay well, bye-bye.